Barack Obama's life story at a glance. Born in 1961 in Honolulu, USA to a black Kenyan father and a white American mother, Barack Obama, Jr. was elected president of the Harvard Law Review while studying at Harvard University. After that, Barack Obama entered the White House as the first black president in the history of the United States, in addition to being elected as the 44th American president in the 2008 national election as a senator from the state of Illinois. Birth and childhood. As stated in the introduction, Barack Obama's life story is actually a great movie story. The story that begins right after birth. The story is full of dramatic twists and tear-jerking emotional scenes. The story of Obama's parents is no less varied. His mother, Ann Dunham, was born in an army camp in Kansas during World War II. After the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, Ann's father Stanley Dunham joined the army and went to fight in Europe. Obama's father, Barack Obama Sr., was from the Luo tribe of Kenya's Nyanza province. He spent his childhood and youth grazing goats and sheep in the desert on the way to Africa. At one point, he received a scholarship and moved to Hawaii, USA, to pursue his dream of attending college. While studying at the University of Hawaii, Obama Sr. met classmate Ann Dunham, a beautiful white American. Ann and Barack Obama Sr. were married on February 2, 1961, and Barack Obama was born 6 months later on August 4 in Honolulu, Hawaii, USA. Baby Obama had no chance to develop any kind of relationship with his father. Before Obama left home, his father moved to Massachusetts to pursue a PhD at Harvard. After a few months, Ann and Obama Sr. became socially separated and finally divorced in March 1964. Obama Jr. was only 2 years old. Obama Sr. returned to his native Kenya shortly after the split. In 1965, Ann Dunham married an Indonesian student at the University of Hawaii named Lolo Soitoro. After 1 year of that marriage, he left America with his family to live in Jakarta, the capital of Indonesia. Maya Soitoro, Obama's half-sister, was born there in 1970. Within a year, due to some incidents, Ann Dunham became worried about the safety of her son's education and life in Indonesia. 10-year-old Barack was sent to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. Later Ann herself returned to Hawaii with her daughter Maya. Law career and family. Barack Obama, who didn't grow up in a religious environment, became a member of the Trinity Church while starting a career in law. During the time he also visited his Kenyan relatives and visited the graves of his father and grandfather. In this context, Obama wrote, "I sat between two graves and cried for a long time. I was thinking about my American life, where life is divided into black and white. The sense of deprivation I witnessed as a child, the despair and hope I felt in Chicago, all are connected to these two pieces of land and ocean away." Returning from Kenya with a new attitude, Obama entered Harvard Law School in 1988. The following year he met Lawrence Tribe, professor of constitutional law. After speaking with Tribe, Obama was so impressed that Tribe accepted Obama's request to join his team as a research assistant. In an interview given to Frontline in 2012, Tribe said about Obama, "The better he, Obama, did at Harvard Law School, the more impressed people became with him. It was becoming clear that he would get what he wanted. But it was also clear that he wanted to work for people, to change the condition of society." In February 1990, Obama was elected as the first African American editor of the Harvard Law Review. He graduated from Harvard with a law degree in 1991 with a record of good results. After graduating from Harvard, Obama returned to Chicago and began working as a civil rights attorney. At that time, he also began teaching constitutional law at the University of Chicago as a part-time faculty member. There he was promoted from lecturer to professor at one point. He taught at the University of Chicago from 1992 to 2004. In 1992, he directly assisted in the voter registration process during the election campaign of Bill Clinton. On October 3 that same year, Obama married Michelle Robinson, and began living in Kenwood, south of Chicago. Their first daughter Malia was born in 1998, and Sasha in 2001. Entering Illinois politics. Barack Obama in 1995. My Father's Dream. A Story of Tribe and Legacy published an autobiography titled The book was well received by literary critics and has been translated into a total of 25 languages so far. A second edition of the book was published in 2004, and another children's edition came out that year. In 2006, Obama's audio version of the book, narrated in his own voice, won a Grammy Award for Best Recitation. After the publication of the book, Obama's name became known to the public and people outside the familiar circle began to recognize him. Also, his popularity among the common people was increasing day by day for being a lawyer in the field of public rights and for his social service work. In 1996, he ran for a Democratic Party seat in the Illinois State Senate and won. 2008 presidential election. In February 2007, Obama made headlines when he announced that he was withdrawing from the race for the Democratic Party's nomination for next year's presidential election. Her strongest opponent in the race for the nomination was former First Lady, and then Senator-elect from New York State, Hillary Clinton. In June 2008, Obama was nominated as the Democratic Party's presumptive nominee, and Hillary fully endorsed him. On November 4, 2008, Obama defeated Republican candidate John Kerry with 45.7% of the vote with 52.9% of the vote to become the 44th American president, and the first black American president, opening a new chapter in history. On January 20 of the following year, Obama started White House activities with Senator Joe Biden of Delaware, who fully supported him in the election process, as vice president. When Obama came to the White House as president, he found himself in the midst of two ongoing foreign wars left by his predecessor Bush, an all-time low in international acceptance of the United States, and an ongoing global economic recession. He laid out an ambitious plan for the future, which included economic reforms, alternative fuels, and sweeping changes to education and health care, along with reducing the amount of public debt. He believed that all of these were related to the good of the people and the country, and all of them had to be implemented by his administration at the same time. In his speech before taking office as president, Obama said about the current situation at that time, "Today I want to tell you that the challenges we face are real. They are many in number and each one is difficult. It is not possible to solve them in a short time and easily. But know this, it will be resolved. First 100 days and Nobel Peace Prize. The next 100 days after a U.S. president occupies the White House are considered very important. According to many, these 100 days can be understood as how the president's rule is going to be. During these 100 days from taking office on April 29, 2009, the Obama administration embarked on several initiatives. Obama called on Congress to expand health insurance coverage for children and provide legal aid to women workers seeking equal pay. A $787 billion bill was passed in President Barack Obama's first 100 days to boost short-term fiscal stimulus. Within a year of this program, new job creation accelerated, and by 2010, nearly 3.7 million private sector jobs had been created in the U.S. market. Under a market-based plan, the construction and credit markets were revived by buying up the unused assets of American banks. Second-term president. Like in 2008, in the 2012 election campaign, he emphasized the pros and cons of the common man. A number of popular Hollywood stars lent a helping hand by participating in his campaign and fundraising. At a campaign rally in Maryland in June 2012, Obama said, "I assure you, we will move this country forward." We will finish what we started and remind the world once again why Americans are the greatest nation on earth. Obama's main opponent for a second term was Republican nominee Mitt Romney. In the November 6, 2012 election, Obama was elected to a second term by nearly 50 million more votes than Romney. Farewell address. Before leaving the White House on the 19th of January 2017, he traveled to his hometown of Chicago on the 10th of January to bid farewell. At one point in a long speech, reflecting on his achievements in 8 years, the first black president of the United States said, "If I had told you 8 years ago that America would turn around the Great Depression, revive our machine industry, and set the precedent for the greatest job creation in our history. If I told you that we will start a new chapter in relations with the Cuban people, stopping Iran's nuclear weapons program without firing a shot, ending the alleged mastermind of 9/11, if I said we'd win marriage equality and give 20 million citizens the right to health insurance, if I'd told you all these things 8 years ago, you might say our ambitions are a little too high. But we did it all. You have done all this. You have changed everything. Because of your hope, and because of you, America is, in almost every way, a better, stronger country than when we began." At the end of the speech he said, "I will not stop here. To be honest, I will stay here, with you, as a citizen for the rest of my days. But for now, for those of you who are young in age or at heart, I have one last wish for you as president, the same wish I made when you voted for me 8 years ago. I beg you to believe. I'm not asking you to believe in my power to bring about change, I'm asking you to believe in yourself." In his last press conference as president at the White House, he said, "I have faith in this country. I have faith in the American people. I believe there is more good in people than bad. I believe tragic events will happen. But even though evil exists in the world, at the end of the day, if we work hard and stay true to the truth, the world will become a better place every moment. As much as today. See you next time in a new video. Until then, stay well and stay healthy."